Namaskaram, myself Vikas Shakya. I welcome you all on my channel. And today we are going to discuss, verse number 6 and verse number 7 from chapter number 13 Bhagavad Gita. So, in the previous videos, we have seen that Lord Krishna is telling like this body is known as the field, right? And the one inside us who knows this field is the knower of this field, right? So now in this video, we are going to discuss about verse number 6, where Lord Krishna is telling like what are the elements, what are the various elements of this field. This field or this body has been constituted by 24 elements. So, what are those 24 elements that we are going to discuss here in verse number 6? And then in verse number 7, Lord Krishna tells us, like, whatever life experiences we have, like whether it's a happiness, whether it's distress, whether it's sorrow, any kind of feeling that we feel in our life, in our daily life, or throughout our life, all those are not created by God. They are all the byproducts of the reaction among these 24 elements, right? So that is what has been explained here. And with the with our course will move ahead, we will be able to see that how those things can be understood, like why these are the reactions, why whatever feelings we have, why are those reactions, why are those the byproducts of the reactions basically. So let us start with the verse number 6. The verse number 6 says, Mahabhutanyahankaro buddhiravaktamev cha indriyani dashaikam cha panchachendriya gocharaha. So here Lord Krishna is saying that our body is made up of 24 different elements. And what are those 24 different elements? There are five great elements, right? So five great elements which are like earth, water, air, fire, and space, right? This outer body and inside our body, wherever our a breath goes inside, wherever our prana vayu goes inside, that space is known as the space. And rest of the things like fire, air, water, earth, we all are made of all these five elements. So these five elements are those elements which can be seen, which can be felt, right? So these are the five great elements, right? And then we have the false ego, right? The arrogance that is known as the false ego, that one element. So five plus one total becomes six. Then the intellect, right? Through which our we decide various actions, that what we should do, what we should not do, all those have been decided, are decided by the intellect or our intelligence, that is 1. So 5 plus 1 which means 7. Now there is one more element, and that one more element is the unmanifested element. These are those elements which cannot be felt inside our body, but they are available and they are doing the reaction within our body, inside our body. They do the reaction. They are the three characteristics of the nature about whom we will discuss in the chapter number 14. And those three characteristics are Sata, Raja, and Tama. These are the three qualities of the nature, or you can say the three characteristics in this nature, which are always there with us, with this body, but we cannot really feel them. Like we can feel our intellect, although we cannot see them. I cannot see my intellect, right? I cannot see my ego, right? I cannot see these three things as well, Sata, Raja, and Tama. These are the three things we cannot see, but also we cannot feel as well them. Like, where is Sata? I'm feeling Sata, I'm feeling Raja, I'm feeling Tama. These cannot be felt. Like, we can say that yes, I haven't used my intellect, I'm an intellectual, I can say, right? I have this arrogance, or that person has the arrogance, that person is egoistic. All these things we can say, we can tell to others. But these three things which are counted as one, these are the three correct characteristics of the nature. These are counted as one unit, right? So this is also the unmanifested form of the nature. This contains the three characteristics of the nature which are Sata, Raja, and Tama. These are known as one unit. So 5, 1, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 1, which is 8. So till now we have 8. Now we have 10 sensory organs, right? So we have organs, right? Like 5 for acquiring knowledge and 5 for working senses, right? The karma indriyas, like this, nose, eyes, two ears, right? And then we have this, our, skin, right? All these, there are total 10. I hope 5, 5 for acquiring knowledge and 5 for working, right? 5 are there which works, like these eyes, these ears, these hands, right? So these are all the in total overall they are 10 sensory organs, right? These are known as, in Hindi, they are known as indriyas. So these are the 10 sensory organs. You are already aware about them. So these are the 10. So 10 plus 3, 13 plus 5, 18, right? So till now we are 18. Now let us come to the mind, right? This is one, our mind, right? My mind is saying, like, wherever we feel, pure Hindi language we call it manas, right? Which has all the feelings, which provokes, like, yes, my mind is saying that I should do this. My mind is saying that, yes, I should, kill that guy. My mind is saying that, yes, I should say something very wrong, which should hurt this guy. So all these things are generated inside our mind and provoked by the chitta. We will discuss about them as well, what is chitta. But yes, this is one unit. So till now we have come to 19, and now the five sensory objects, right? We have five sensory organs, right, for acquiring the knowledge. So what kind of knowledge? The smell through the nose, the taste through the tongue, right, the form, right, the shape, right. So that is one of the things, right. So then we have touch through the skin, and then we have sound through the mouth, right, through our mouth, right. So all these things are known as the sensory objects. These sensory objects, these are five in count, and if we count all of them, they become 24, right? So, 10, five great elements, then one false ego, then one intellect or intelligence, then one unmanifested, three characteristic of the nature, which are counted as the one unit, then 10 sensory organs, then one mind, and then five senses, right? Five sensory objects, which are like smell, taste, form, touch, and sound. So if we count all of them together, they become 24. So our field, or you can say our body, is made up of these 24 elements. The one who knows all these 24 elements from the Vedanta, right? In case of Vedanta, or in case of Vedas, or you can say in case of Upanishads, these things are not, I mean, they discuss all these things, but yes, Vedas, Vedantas, they mostly, focus on this, the mind, right, which is the controller of all these things. This mind, the manas, which is the controller of all these things. These are all the elements, 24 elements, but yes, among these 24 elements, the strongest element, which provokes us, which becomes a motivator for all the tasks, for all the actions we take in our life, that is the most important thing, and that is what we discuss, we study, we understand in Vedas, in Upanishads, right? So all these things are discussed and understood, and when the person knows all these 24 elements through through the Vedas, through the Vedantas, through the Upanishads, then that person is known as the real knower. He is the knower. He is the one who knows this body, and that person is known as the knower, right? So this is what I have explained to you about 24 elements. Now in the seventh verse, Lord Krishna is saying that whatever feelings you have, let us, first recite this. Iksha, dvesha, sukham, dukham, sanghatas chetana dhrite, etat chetram samasena, savikara mudahritam. So, what Lord Krishna is saying here, he is saying that whatever feelings we have in our life, what are those feelings, right? Let me explain you what are those feelings. The desire, the hatred, the happiness, the distress, the aggregate, which is, the kind of the supreme level of distressness or supreme level of happiness, anything which aggregates to such an extent that forget about yourself, right? And sometimes you think about to in a super distress mode, sometimes people think about to kill themselves, to do the suicide. So all those things which come heavily on you, right, those are known as the aggregates, right? Then the life symptoms, right? If I have the life or not, if I feel something or not, those are all life symptoms, that yes, I am alive, right? All those things which we feel, and the patience, all whatever we have, all these things which we feel in our life based on our characteristics, based on our character, all these things, these are not created by God, these are not created by the supreme energy. This entire universe is governed by a supreme energy, and that supreme energy has thrown a lot of energy waves which aggregates, which encompasses this entire universe, this entire creation, right? So that energy does not generate, does not contain these, that energy is not giving you these 20, these things like they are not directly created by the by that energy, right? But that supreme energy does not create these things, but these are the byproducts of the reaction between the different 24 elements, right? Whatever 24 elements we have discussed just before this verse, when they react among each other with each other, then these things are generated. How they are generated, as we will move along, we will understand that how these reactions are generated by how these byproducts are generated as a result of the reaction between those 24 elements that we are going to discuss in the coming videos, right? But yes, as of now, you must need to understand. People say that why God is giving me, such kind of, sorrow. Why I'm so sad? Why God has made me, has not given me these things or those things, right? Why I'm sad, why people are happy, right? All those things, that happiness, the sadness, the distress, right? All those things, they are not created, they have not been created at all by the God. These are all the byproducts of the reaction between the different elements, which are the 24 elements. This is what the Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has explained, right? So let me summarize this verse. So, all the feelings are not created by the supreme energy, which is the God. Let me just make it up. Yeah, all the feelings are not created by the supreme energy. Supreme energy means the God. Then, what are they? They are the product of the reaction among the 24 elements. So, God neither created happiness nor sorrow. It's all the reaction among various elements of the field. This field or this body has been made of 24 elements. When these 24 elements react among each other, then the different feelings or the different byproducts are created, which are known as the feelings, right? These are the feelings like desire, hatred, happiness, and all these things that we have discussed. So I hope you might have understood this particular video, and this verse number 6 and 7, this particular chapter, chapter number 13, and the chapter number 14 of Bhagavad Gita, they are really very important. If you understand these things, these are the basic concepts before you understand Bhagavad Gita, and that is why I have started with chapter number 13. So if you understand these concepts, then you will be easily able to understand rest of the chapters in Bhagavad Gita, and you will be easily able to understand each and every verse of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, right? You will not complain that yes, when I read it for the first time, I was able to understand something else, and now I'm able to understand something else. No, that will not happen, because that happens because you don't know these things. You don't know the message of the Vedanta Sutra. You never reach, in fact, whenever you start Bhagavad Gita from chapter number 1, then you never reach basically till chapter number 13. You stop, you read, you stop, you read, you stop, and then finally stop, right? You just know something about, like, yes, there is a book named Bhagavad Gita, which is in, which is in your bookshelf, just like mine. But yeah, you need to understand that how we can, help ourselves to understand these things. And that is why I started it from the chapter number 13. And I have already told you that this is not the uh, you know uh, proven formula. It may be that if you start from chapter number 1, then also you will be able to understand. But most of the people complains this thing, and that is why I have shared my experience here, that yes, if we start from the science of the Vedas, which has been explained from chapter number 13 till chapter number 17, or you can say chapter number 18 of the Bhagavad Gita, if we start with that, if we have the basic concepts of the science, the Vedic science, then we will be able to understand, we will be able to explain the things which have been explained, which have been written in the scriptures, or in the Bhagavad Gita, or in Upanishads, or in Vedas, right? So with this, I would like to conclude this particular video, and in the next lecture, we will discuss verse number 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Those five verses we are going to discuss. So till then, have a nice day. Bye bye. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Radhe.